What up, Bessie? All right. So yesterday during Asia, I shorted. Um, so I made $700 on this account. The balance is sitting at 4,700. I'm gonna pull a payout on it at the end of the day today. Ooh, shit. So we're not gonna trade this account. We're gonna trade this account. I gotta get 2 winning days on this account. Pull a payout from this one. So hopefully $200 today. $200 tomorrow. And then pull a payout for this account. So the goal is be 20, 2350, 2250 after split. What is that? 2350 plus 2250. Oh wait, this one, yeah, 2250. On the split. After split, it should be like 4 grand this week, hopefully. As long as we don't mess this account up. So we're just gonna focus on just a winning day here today. We had a large pump yesterday. Crazy. Into the overnight, it was almost 900 points. So today, what I'm watching is hold on. I'm looking to see if we're gonna go take Asia lows. Kind of the key area I'm watching for this morning is 30,120, which is right basically the HVL for Tanuki trade. So in the event that we take Asia lows and we have sustained selling pressure following it, or if we come up before taking Asia lows and we come up into the HVL and buyers fail to actually reclaim this area, then I'm going to be watching for us to potentially make our way down and rebalance some of this move. And potentially come into the put wall. In the event that we like either sweep this or we come up here, just if buyers can reclaim the HVL, then there's a good chance we actually make our way towards the call wall. The only thing I got to be careful about, there's no sound. Fuck. You guys can't hear me? I don't know why. Here, let me see. can you hear me now? You guys can hear me? Okay. Fuck, I was talking to nobody, huh? What about the YouTube chat? Can the YouTube chat hear me? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Alright, basically what I was... Oh, fuck, I gotta say it again. Basically what I was saying is... I'm paying attention to 30,120 today, which is the HVL for Tanuki. So right now, pre-market, we are kind of making our way towards Asia lows. In the event that we take Asia lows, we have sustained selling pressure. I'm going to be watching for us to come down towards the put wall, which is sitting for Tanuki trade around 29,665. If we don't take Asia lows and we just push up, then I'm watching this area. If buyers fail to reclaim above it, then I'm going to try and short it. If we get above here, 120, then I'm going to be watching to see if we make our way towards the call wall. The only thing I got to be careful about today is after a large move like this, I got to make sure we're not going to like range. But basically decision area is around 30,120 for what I'm looking at. So like let's say for example, we're sitting here pre-market. We have the open happening in 5 minutes. If we just push up straight off the open and then begin to see some failure, it could be a pretty good opportunity to try and short it, to at least target at the bare minimum Asia lows, and then see if you can hold it further down. But if we get above 30,120 and we hold above 30,120, then I'm watching for us potentially to come up. So we'll see what happens. Gamma positive or negative today? Well, for Tanuki's platform, we're kind of in like the HVL like transition area. So it's it would technically be a negative transition. Dude, my IG got restricted yesterday. I was so bummed. I can't send DMs. I can't post links for 30 days. That's strike 2, dude. Is the IG gonna get banned? They're saying I'm a scammer. I'm a fraud. Because I promise returns. I'm not promising anything. I'm just showing my trades. I don't use Mentor Q. Although I know a lot of people use it. I'm sure it's great. Mentor Q HVL is 29,821. All right. We'll keep that in mind. They're all of the Gex like Gamma platforms are gonna be different because they basically take the same data, right? And they have their own proprietary model calculations for how they're calculating what they determine to be, you know what I mean? Because nobody at the end of the day actually knows what's on the dealer's books. So then you have naive Gex and inferred Gex, which I have a video on my IG if you want to learn a little bit about that. But yeah, they're gonna be different. A lot of the times though, like if it's a really clean day, like if it's a cleaner profile, you will see the levels, like the major levels at least, like the call wall, the put wall, the HVL, be very similar to each other. But yeah, they're all different because they're all calculating in a different way. All right, so we have the open here in a minute, 40 seconds. We just need to capture 200 bucks on this, and then we'll be good. Maybe after that, maybe I just go buy eval if it's early on. So we're gonna see what we do. If we push up straight off the open, I'm gonna be watching for buyer failure, and then I may try and short it. So I'm keeping an eye on 30,120. There is no wick on this candle. We'll probably retrace to take it potentially. Good morning, Georgie. All right, so we're approaching 30,120. What I want to see right here is I want to see if we can actually push through this, and if buyers are going to reclaim this level or if we're going to fail. Because if we actually reclaim 120, we hold above it, we're probably going to continue up towards like another 150, 160 points to the upside maybe. But today on this account, I'm going to use light size like 3 micros, and I'm literally just going to try and catch like 50 points or something. Just to lock in a winning day. There's no point in actually... I mean, I guess there's a little bit of a point in trying to get a bigger balance, but not really. I mean, the max balance for this account, for me to pull like the most from the payout, at least for this withdrawal, is 4,500. So we're well above it already. So far, it definitely looks like we are probably going to hold above it. What I want to see, though, is when this candle closes, if we close above 30,120 and we see like an attempt on the next candle open to push down, and they're unsuccessful to get back below 120 and we kind of snap back up, it's at that point it's kind of confirmed that we're holding above it and we're gonna potentially come up here. We also have jolts today, by the way, which is important to note, so let me go look real quick. 10 a.m. Eastern. Bessie, I'll answer your question in a second. I just got to pay attention real quick. Yeah, we're going. All right, so we're gonna come up here to the call wall at 285. Squeezing. Then I'm gonna watch what we end up doing up here. If we end up getting above 285 and we hold above 285, we could potentially see like just a grind up, like a straight up expansion style day, just grinding higher. Which at that point I can't really, those are difficult for me to trade. So Bessie, you said, Thrax, what was the change you felt when you moved from breaking your rules into being patient? Well, full transparency, one day I just like got so sick of what I was doing that I had to change it. I don't know. What did I feel? I felt shame and sadness, disgust. Then I just tried to stop being an idiot. Dude, you guys should see my journal I had. It's basically like a diary. It's like over 200 pages of just darkness. It's pretty bad. Eddie's seen it before. Oh, we got the rule follower in here. Rule follower. From the depths. What time is it for you? Isn't it like 9, almost 10 p.m.? (8:38 p.m.) Oh, because of daylight savings. Yeah, okay. So something I am watching for as well this morning is like watching this area like this, like if we potentially just start rotating in this area. I really don't need like a home run today. I just need like good opportunity to take 3 micros, catch 50 points, and then we'll go trade an eval. Because then I'll be done with my fundeds for the day. I'll be done with the 2 fundeds I have. And then we gotta work on more fundeds for July. So we had buyers getting absorbed up here. If we push down, yeah, Chris has seen the journal too. If we push down and we see failure of buyers or a failure of sellers, then I'm gonna be cautious of us chopping in this area. I'll probably make a I'll probably make a video about that journal one day. It's just kind of embarrassing, you know, but some of them are hard read. But you know what? I was actually looking at it yesterday because I was talking to somebody about psychology. And we came a long way. I'll just say that. That was some of those I was reading those and I was like, what the hell? But I'm sure there's people out there who are going through the same thing mentally that I was, like psychologically with trading. So it's probably good to make a video on it. It's pretty funny. Dude, I was reading one of the entries, and so when I first started trading, I used to just like join a signal group, right? And then like just copy someone's trades. And hold on. I'm looking to see if we're about to come down. All right, never mind. So I was reading one of the entries and there was a, oh, hold on. All right, I'm gonna go 3 micros right here. Let's try and catch our 200 bucks. Stop's gonna go just right at the top of the 5 minute. I need it to flip bearish. But we would be, I'm watching buyers stall out here, but there's no selling, aggressive selling yet. Or like very little of it. If it flips bearish, I'm gonna move it to break even like right away though. They're holding it though. All right, let's see. I might have to move it to break even. I'm watching for it to flip. We're gonna move it to break even. We'll wait for another opportunity if we need to. All right, winning day captured. Lots of buyer absorption up here. Look at this. See all the positive delta just stacked up here? All right. So I'll go back into my story now that we caught our winning day. So we need one more of those and then we'll pull a payout on this account too. So when I first started trading, right, I used to copy this guy. Dude, look at, we got lucky with that one, huh? Sheesh. We got lucky with that TP. Sheesh. Damn. Before I continue this story, if we push up, I'm watching up here. I'm watching up here. Okay. I may or may not take a trade. I probably am about to buy an eval right now because I'm not trading the top step account. We're pulling a payout on it today. I don't want to mess it up. I have a winning day with this account. You faded me and hit TP? Well, we both won on that one. We're good. So let's chill. And then I'll probably buy an evo. But I used to copy this guy's trades every morning. I was reading this journal entry that he was on a winning streak, okay? The guy that I used to follow his trades this week, he was on a winning streak, won every day that week. And somehow I blew like 6 accounts that week, like following his trades. Like, it was so bad. And in my journal, I'm just like, how is everybody green and I'm the only one that's red? It's just because, like, I wasn't getting out. I was holding losers. I was getting out of winners. I was all scared. It was bad, dude. That journal is it's a Thrax journey artifact. Over 200 pages of just like the same mistake over and over and over and over for like over a year. It's crazy. Like, I would have an entry, I'd be like, blew 4 accounts today, and then I'd be like, I'm never doing that again. Then the next day it's like, blew 2 accounts, why do I keep doing this? And then the next one, it's like, had a great day, made $200. And then the next one's like, blew 2 accounts, I can't stop myself. It was it was so bad, dude. It was so bad. I'm so lucky I was able to pull my head out of my ass and actually get out of that. Chris, so I'm watching us push up, right? We're approaching the call wall for Tanuki, which is also where, like, excuse me, just a positive Gex cluster sitting up here, right? But I don't necessarily treat these as like singular lines. I treat them more kind of like a zone, right? So we're approaching it. I'm watching participation build at the tops of these candles, and I'm looking at who it actually is. So when we were pushing up here at the extremes, it's positive delta, so it's buyers, right? And then when we were pushing up in this candle, we're pushing up positive delta, buyers. We were stalling. I'm watching the POC. I wanted to see us not get above the POC. So, because I only need 50 points for a winning day with 3 micros, when we're stalling here, 50 points is not that big. It's like we could trade a single 5-minute candle, you know? These 5-minute candles right now are pretty large. So, watching aggression of buyers in positive gamma territory, now that we're above the HVL, approaching the call wall. No progression. Short it. Try and capture 50 points. We got pretty lucky there on that on that TP. Thanks for your answer, Chris. Yeah, Chris. Chris looks out for the Chris's look out for each other. We got 3 Chris's in here. Yo, Eddie, that the discord.gg/neverflat. I don't know. I don't think it works. You may have to send the WAP link in there and then pin it. Apple, what I do is I send NQ Gex levels every morning in my daily Outlook. What up, Gianni? No, not I don't know. There's a person in the YouTube named Apple Jr. I don't think it's the Apple in the Discord. Bro said thanks, but I didn't ask. Ooh, okay. We're pushing up pretty hard into it right now. Yo, that chart's crazy. Do I always chart MNQ? I look at NQ for chart, but for footprint, I do look at MNQ. Everyone always says, Thrax, why do you look at MNQ? NQ is the real asset. MNQ is derived from NQ. It has the real flow and deeper liquidity. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. I get it. I understand. And I agree. I've stared at MNQ charts for footprint. So I used to use ATAS before they had the cross trading feature. I've been using ATAS for a long time, right? So I used to trade a live account on ATAS and I had to use micros. So I had to look at I was looking at MNQ because I was executing on it, right? And over time, I just got so used to looking at it. Like it's easy for me to, it's noisier. I will say you're going to see, you have a lot of, actually, there's a lot of algorithmic, activity on MNQ because it's easier for them to, do shit with the micros. So you see kind of like a noisier tape sometimes on MNQ, but I've just over the years looking at it every single day have just like known to filter some things out. And I'm really used to the numbers and like yeah, so it's more so just preference and just like habit. But yeah, you should be looking at NQ probably. And they added cross trading on ATAS, so you can easily do it now. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to buy an Eva. All right, we got a new account. We're gonna trade this 150K. Hey, but you know what? We'll see if we can make a little progress here on this. Evo. I want to get some 150K Top Step accounts. I think they might be the best. Like, they're definitely the best accounts that Top Step offers. I've been sleeping on them. So what's interesting though is we're pushing pretty aggressively. We're gonna see if we accept above a call wall right now. And in the event that we do, we might actually just do a grind up today and just have this crazy leg from yesterday. We have jolts coming out in 3 minutes, so just be careful if you're about to get in a trade. Push up, bounce out a little bit, another push up. But now that we're making our way back up here, heading into the rest of the week, unless something happens, there may be some good opportunities for pullbacks looking for longs. Dude, we have over 100 people on stream today. Let's go. We got 40 in the Discord and it says 67 on the YouTube. Does that mean I'm kind of a big deal now? No, dude, there was one day I was streaming and like 200 people joined my YouTube live stream, which was kind of random. But you know what? We're on a winning streak now. So far. Well, fuck, I just fucking jinxed it, but since Thursday, we went from a losing streak on stream and then me making my money back off stream like a shady guy to catching 100 or 260 points on Thursday, 100 points Friday, 168 points yesterday, and we just scalped 50 points this morning. I'm not flexing. I'm just saying, like, We're cooking. We're cooking the past couple days. There's 1K aggressive buyers on ES and a lot of finished auction trades on the footprint. Dude, what is that? So what I want to see right now when this 5-minute opens up is I'm trying to see if we're going to stay above the call wall or not. So you would be looking for sellers to basically attempt to push lower and then just absolutely get consumed and dominated. And at that point, it's basically like we may just grind up. It's jolts right now. I didn't do jack shit. No wonder why Forex Factory turned it into an orange folder, huh? So let's see. Let's see what happens when we push back towards around this area. See if we have sellers fail and we hold above. I'm gonna enter in 10 micros. If we flip bullish, I'm gonna add in another 10 micros. Ooh, big stop loss. Is that actually 100 points? Ooh, that's 100 points. All right, we're gonna have to have a pretty tight stop then. Also, by the way, just so you guys know, since I'm trading an eval, if you're trading an account you care about, just be careful because I trade evals pretty aggressively. I'm gonna move my stop to break even for now. Once we get tagged in, I'm moving it to break even again. I'm looking for this to flip bullish and for us to just continue higher.
Order filled.
All right, we're looking for the push. Let's see if we get a push now. If we can get a push and start taking out some of these orders, I'll trail stop behind the open of this candle. If it hits break even, it is what it is, but let's see if we could potentially smack a profit target. We need to follow through. We need to see like the right side of this light up in bold numbers. Take these orders out. Continue up. Not stall out and fall back down. It needs to push more. Otherwise, we're about to open up and get hit out at break even. But it's all right. Just to cover any type of slippage, we'll put it right here. From our original entry, where's the original entry at? I'm gonna turn this on. All right, we gotta hold this right here. If it flips bullish, I'm adding into it again. $313. So from our original entry, we went up like 80 points, and then we added in on the flip. If we flip bullish, start coming back up, I'm gonna add into it. So we're in 30 micros. Probably gonna get taken out of it. It's all right. We'll wait for another opportunity.
Order filled.
All right. Well, I think we were floating like a $1,500 profit. I still think we're probably gonna go up though. I'm kind of tempted to try it again, but I think I should wait. I would be very surprised if this ends up being the top, to be honest. But, you know, could be. Oh, I doubt it. Later, Gianni. Instead of going for 4,500 on a single trade, should we potentially just do like 3 $1,500 trades? My bad, I'll answer your question in a second. We're trying to cook.
Order filled.
I'm gonna go long right here. We're gonna risk 1,000. Oh shit, I couldn't add in. See, that's why I like deep charts. You can add in quick as shit. Whatever. We'll see if we can get some follow through. I am going to trail stop even tighter now because in the event that we're pushing aggressively right here and we begin to fail, we're probably going to hit my stop anyways, so. That was a pretty fire entry, huh? Sat there, waited. The moment we entered, just ripped. That was a sus entry? Why is that sus? The buyers are we're stalling. Wah, wah, wah. We're not getting the follow through. I was thinking we would actually come up pretty quickly. Yeah, not looking good. We will take our $400 L. If this 1 minute flips bullish though, or if we start popping, ooh. Let's see. I'm looking for us to do like a strong push, at least like an attempt, and then I'm moving it to break even. It needs a little bit of room still. Alright. If we can't push up right here, I don't want to be in this shit anyways. I want it to happen right here, right now. Yeah, pretty suspicious. We'll save ourselves out of that one. We'll get out at break even. Yeah, we may. It's looking like it's looking not the best for our long position. There's like some aggression happening with just no follow through, and I'm worried that after a push up off the open, as always, we could just witness us to potentially balance out, right? Or chop back and forth. And we are sitting in positive gamma. We have the new 15-minute right now, so I'm going to see if we go attempt to... really, my eyes are just set right here if we come up there, but looks like we're about to rotate lower for a sec. Because look at this. Buyers pushing. We're just getting absolutely nowhere. Are we about to enter into a nasty chop right now? All right, well, I'd like your opinion. Say there's levels at 300 and 350. I'll put my line at 325. What do you mean? What type of level is it? Yeah, Georgie, if you're in the, or if anyone's in this right now, we're not really going anywhere. You can just take your profit. I mean, we went like 25 points in profit. You could just take it. Gex levels? Well, why would you I do mark them out as zones though. Like let's say we have a cluster of positive gamma. I'll mark out the cluster as like a zone, basically. Wow, we got incredibly close to that to that stop loss, dude. Oh, here it comes now though. Here it comes now though. I think if we do push up and we take these highs, I think I'm actually gonna get out of it. Just so that I have a little bit of profit on this account today. But right now it looks pretty nasty. And what I'm thinking is that there is a chance that we can punch highs and slam back down to start creating chop. Like punch highs, take orders sitting at 400. I'm going to move it to the open of the 5-minute. Oh. Wow, no way. I'd be surprised that doesn't take me out.
Order filled.
All right. So we sat we sat through that for 15 minutes for like 23 points. All right, so now I got to be careful just about us potentially pinning up here, honestly. Doing a little bit of this. Doing a little bit of that. Maybe we go punch high, slam down, fake 10 lower. And then everyone's over here who missed this. Trying to trade this. Get wrecked. We'll wait a little bit to see. I know there's some questions while I was distracted. Let me see what I missed. What are the specs on your PC? Got like, I think I have a 5070. I'm not a computer guy, dude. So I just asked a computer guy to give me a link to a good computer. He sent me this one. But it's got like 32 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, I don't know. I'll find it. I'll send it in the chat. Apple says he's done. See you tomorrow. He probably already left. All right, see ya. What's your best confident or A++ setup? My favorite setup to trade is if we're bearish. Man, I trailed that like a pussy. Whatever. If we're bearish, Asia pushes up, leaves Asia lows. London pushes up, leaves London lows. Pre-market then pushes up into premium, taking out London highs. Absorption at the highs. Start coming down, enter short, target London lows, target Asia lows, target previous daily lows. That shit's literally like bread and butter. But it's not too often that we're in, at least recently, it's not too often that we're in bearish conditions. A lot of times we're just pumping. But the same can go for the opposite, right? You have a bullish environment. Asia session pushes lower. London session pushes lower. Pre-market takes out London lows, pushes into discount. Watch absorption of sellers in discount. Aggressive shift back to the upside. Enter long. Target London highs. Target Asia highs. Target previous daily highs. How to find liquidity bars indicator. Thanks, Nameless, by the way. Nameless, thank you. How to find liquidity bars indicator. You're talking about these, the DOM? It's just the DOM expressed as levels. Damn, our full TP would have hit. I was looking for us to hit 420. Bah! Yeah, it's called depth of market. It's expressed as levels. So visual mode, you put it as levels. And then I just change it to white. So we may just, if we don't chop, we're going to just grind higher until potentially I don't know, we could still see us drop lower, but I am kind of watching this area here. I would be suspicious of us coming down until we get past this. But we took shorts last night during Asia. Where was it? I took these shorts during Asia. We took out these highs. Buyer absorption here. Started pushing down. I entered short. Stop at the highs. I think I targeted like middle of the range. So it was like 250 ticks or something. Made 700 on this account. We're going to request a payout on it later today. Then we went short. Man, we went short right here for 50 points. Just barely hit our TP. Then we try to take longs right here. We try to take longs right here. It went like 80 points in profit from original entry and then came back down to hit break even because I was adding into it. And then I went long right here. Caught like 25 points. So we're going to pull payout at the end of the day today. And then we have one more day with the alpha account. Sitting at a $6,000 balance. We'll take 2250, which is the max out of it, hopefully tomorrow. So after split, like 4K in payouts this week. And then we'll see if we get past this 150K. I tried it like last week or something. I got it halfway done and then I ended up just blowing it. I tried to take a trade during Asia session and just like swing something while I went to bed. Did not work out. Deep charts only has like 10 points on DOM levels on the chart. I have their heat map, which is good, but they don't have that. I like that. Well, one thing to note is depending on your data provider. So like if you go with a lot of these prop firms, a lot of the prop firms might only provide you with like 10 levels above and below. So this data right here is just my own data. I pay for this. It has nothing to do with the prop firm. It's actually connected to my live account. You have DX feed? Oh. Do they have a setting that allows you to not limit the book? Because ATAS sometimes will limit your book unless you change the settings. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of new to deep charts. I really only trade on deep charts for one specific reason. It's just because how I can add into positions quickly. I don't know. I feel like what do you guys think? You think you think move of the morning's basically done and we're about to just do bullshit? That's what I think. Bullshit in terms of maybe just like grinding higher. Or something like that. Ever thought about using Sierra? I tried Sierra when I first got into Orderflow. I tried getting Sierra charts. It was hard for me to figure it out. I was brand new to Orderflow. It was hard for me to figure it out. Had a bit of a learning curve. And I went to Edge Pro X instead, which is kind of like Motive Wave, I think. Never actually used Motive Wave, but I've heard it's basically Edge Pro X. And then after that, I went to ATES. Who is your mentor that teach you order flow? YouTube. YouTube. Dude, when I first started trading order flow, if you guys are learning order flow now, you guys have it good, dude. There's so much content online. When I first started trading order flow, it was like before Andre Simi and Fabio were like posting content. It was before all of that. One of the only guys who posted content about order flow were two main channels. One was this guy named Order Flows, and if you've been trading order flow for a long time, you know exactly who that is. Order Flows on YouTube. And then there was Axiom. Axiom had great videos. And then ATAS's YouTube channel had great videos. But other than that, there wasn't really a lot of people who posted content about order flow when I was getting into it. And the videos that were posted were like kind of hard to watch because they were like boring, you know. But now you got all this cool editing and all these cool videos. Um, you learned with a book called Wyckoff 2.0 Order Flow when you were in prison. Fire. That's fire. Hell yeah. I need to read that book then. I haven't read any books on order flow, but that's pretty dope. Instead of wasting time sitting around doing nothing, you learn some order flow. Hell yeah. You came out and fell into the ICT cult. Yeah, I mean that's like if you go look up like if you're a brand new trader and you're just trying to find generic information about trading, you're you're basically going to run into a bunch of ICT SMC videos cuz there's just so many of them. So it's like it's honestly typical for traders who are first starting to learn how to trade to fall into basically three categories. Like either they trade ICT, they trade supply and demand, or they do some shit with like EMAs and trend lines or something. It's like majority of them. Yeah, we got to figure out Enigma, right? We got to figure out how the algorithm that moves the singular algorithm that moves the entire market called Enigma that ICT coded. We gotta figure that one out. We gotta trade like the banks, right? We gotta trade like the banks with our prop firm accounts. I've never used order flow with NinjaTrader. Or the one market maker, the singular market maker that hunts everybody's stop loss, right? Just the all-seeing eye that just hates retail and just like wants to hunt everybody's stop loss, and that's their only job. I mean, think about it. Does any of that stuff really make sense logically? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, the market makers are after our stop losses that don't even exist because we're all trading sim environments with prop firms. Yeah, he did. ICT actually, if you started with ICT and then you try and go into order flow or auction market theory, you're gonna have a little bit of an easier time because a lot of ICT concepts are just like simplified versions of auction market theory, where when you begin to learn it, a lot of it's gonna kind of like rhyme or make sense to you. Yo, if you're in the YouTube and you're not in the Discord, you guys should join the Discord. I send a daily outlook every day. There's less of a delay as well on the stream. But, and there may come a time in the future where I may stop streaming on YouTube. I don't know. Although for now, I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, is Pilot still here? Pilot asked, Thrax, what are your thoughts on TPO charts? TPO charts are great. I just don't use them. TPO charts are great for understanding where value is building. I just don't use them because I just prefer to view it through volume profiles, and it's quicker for me to read. But they're great. I mean, you know what's interesting though? I was talking to somebody. TPO charts, like people who are really into order flow will use TPO charts, and a lot of the newer people who are like getting into order flow, they use just like volume profiles. You're probably gonna see a wave of like gurus and influencers and their communities all start using TPO charts pretty soon here. It's gonna be like everyone's gonna be like, oh, TPO charts are way better than volume profile and blah blah blah. Which for certain things, TPO charts are definitely better than volume profiles, depending on what you're looking for. But I mean, there's tons of things when it comes to order flow that you can add to your chart that I just decide not to do because I'm trying to keep it somewhat simple. Like for example, I don't use one of the most used things that most order flow traders use. I don't use CVD. I don't. Most people look at CVD. They look at CVD divergence. They look at, I don't care for CVD. I can come to the same conclusion through what I'm looking at. It's just like preference. We're coming to the same information. It's just how you want to visualize it, basically. But yeah, so I'm probably going to get off. Locked in a payout today. One more winning day for another payout. Got $600 on this eval, which isn't a lot. We got 8,400 to go, but I mean, these conditions right here are just like not something I'd want to trade. They're kind of slow. We're watching volume taper off, so we're sitting in a positive gamma environment. The positive gamma nodes are building right now, so we may just kind of maybe make a move later in the session, but for now, heading into like lunchtime, it may just be kind of like BS. Not really. I mean, it depends how you trade, but for me, kind of BS. So I'm going to get off. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So if you're going to continue to trade, just be careful. So yeah. All right. Peace. Catch you guys later.